having a rough first marriage, just having it bad.
Yeah.
When we go through things and we don't have the correct support.
Yeah.
And we're kind of left to figure it out ourselves.
Welcome to Tell the Truth Tisha, where honesty reigns supreme and authenticity is our currency. Join me as we dive into the depths of truth, unraveling stories and uncovering perspectives with my hot guests, hot topics, dope conversation, and more. Before I introduce to you my guest, I want you to do me a favor and smash the subscribe button so that way you are notified and updated when all of the videos and the motivational videos come live to you. All right, guys, so I have a very, very special guest who is joining us here today, and CI CI Norris, the dynamic force behind Why I Am Posh, a brand dedicated to empowering women and spreading the message of Jesus through stylish apparel. With a knack for creating impactful designs, CiCi's sweatshirts and shirts encourage women to confidently express themselves. As a devoted wife and mother of 2 daughters, she's passionate about guiding young women in dressing appropriately for different occasions. Recognized as last year's Stiletto Boss Awards winner and this year's nominee for Designer/Boutique of the Year, CI CI Norris is a true mother boss making waves in the fashion industry. Please tell the truth, Tisha family. Help me to give the most heartwarm welcome to Mrs. CI CI Norris.
Hey, everybody, and thank you. I'm so excited to be here.
Oh, you're so welcome. So we met 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
Yes. And we were at the Women of Distinction's luncheon.
Yes.
And
amazing.
They shifted everyone to the room where all of the vendors were. And as I walked in the room, Mrs. Norris was the very first vendor in the room. And her aesthetics were beautiful, which inspired me to purchase a shirt. The shirt that you guys see here, that I'm wearing here today. And we had a wonderful conversation because I needed to know who she was, what inspired this, what made you do this. And I told her I was going to bring her on the show. And I don't think she believed me.
First of all, I'm going to speak to that shirt.
Yes,
because that shirt speaks a blessing over you.
Ooh, come on now.
That shirt is from a song. Those are the lyrics of a song called The Blessing. And that song we sing at my church. And literally every time that we sing that song, everybody just boo-hoos because it's so powerful.
Yeah.
Because once you understand what you're speaking, not only are you speaking over yourself, but your family, your children, and generations beyond them.
Yeah.
Think about that.
Yeah, that's heavy. And that's
thousands of generations beyond them.
Yeah.
And if we think about speaking generations beyond us, if we think about the generations beyond us and how we treat even the generations now.
Yeah.
Whew.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to get off of that because we'd be preaching.
It's okay. Because that's what we're here for. Tell the Truth Tisha is a platform for straight motivation. And if you have it and are inspired to do so, share. Okay? So listen, y'all. I do have to show you this, though. I got a bag, right? And I brought this bag because talk about marketing. And this is a bag that you can keep and reuse. And I'm definitely not going to let this go. And it has Why I Am Posh. I mean, straight marketing. So anybody who sees this can say, who is that? And I'm going to tell them exactly who she is and send them to you. So where can the people find you and follow you?
They can follow me on every platform at Why I Am Posh on Facebook, Instagram, and while we still have it, on TikTok.
Right. TikTok, my daughter was so hurt. She was like, oh my God, they banned TikTok. And I went on TikTok and I said, but it's still up. So what's happening? What's going on?
Why we still have it?
Why we still have it?
The government hasn't signed off on it yet.
That's fine. We can keep, I think TikTok is a blessing and can be a curse.
It can.
But for the most part, I think that it's the way the generation and the world is going today. So straight marketing, people are blowing up, making money, and getting things done.
Yep.
And accomplished on there. So let's get into why I am posh.
Let's get into what posh stands for.
Absolutely. That's what I want to know.
Powerful, original, strong, and holy. Those are 4 words that I stand by.
Yeah.
I am powerful. I am original. I am strong. I am holy.
Yes.
We all, well, most of us speak affirmations over ourselves every morning. And those, I believe, are 4 words that resonate with me.
Yeah.
Because for a while, I didn't feel those things. I did not feel powerful. I did not feel strong. I did not feel original at all.
Yeah.
And I questioned for a long time my spirituality.
Yeah.
And so that was a process for me, definitely to go through, to build up to being able to speak those things over my life.
Yeah.
And even now, sometimes I'm like, oof, am I really?
Yeah.
You know, to look in the mirror and say, I am those things. It's like, okay, no, don't question it. No, don't put the question mark behind it. No, you are.
You are.
Exclamation point.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Not question mark, exclamation point.
Absolutely.
So, yeah. And I think that as women, especially as Black women, we need to get to a point where we can speak those things and put the exclamation point behind it.
I agree.
And not question
I agree.
who we are.
Absolutely. So what drew the inspiration for you to create Posh?
So what drew the inspiration is my mom.
Okay.
My mother was a creator. And I say was because I lost her in 2017.
I'm sorry for that.
She literally, as far back as I can remember, she was always creating with her hands.
Okay.
She made our clothes from scratch as children. My sister, my cousins. So we were the Fab Five. The first 5 grandchildren were all girls.
Okay.
She made us all clothes, and we all matched. We. Picturing pictures, and I have to send you one that you can pop in.
Okay.
But as we got older, there were literally pictures of us as we got older, and there were the matching outfits, and it was a romper for one, it was a dress for one, it was pants and a shirt for one, but she made them all by hand out of the same fabric, and everybody appreciated it. As we got older, you know, we came out of the clothes, but she still made things. She still crafted things. We were at the flea market and she sold those things. So
resourceful.
Right.
Yeah.
So then it was, wait a minute, Mama's a businesswoman.
Absolutely.
We didn't think of it that way as, you know, entrepreneurship that we know now.
Right.
But it was, wait, Mama's got a little side hustle here. Not thinking of it as the way we do now, but, you know, we were at the flea market with the table, you know, in the back of the flea market, and Mama made some extra money because, you know, at that time, my parents were divorced. So we needed the extra money in the house.
Yeah.
So, you know, she had the second job, but she also had the third job,
Right.
which was making the extra money with the things that she made on the side. So in addition to that, she catered and decorated.
Oh, wow. So your mom, I mean, she wore many hats.
She wore so many hats. But the thing was, everything that she did, we picked up on, my sister and I. So we're like, oh, you doing that? Okay. We're watching. So all of those craft bugs we picked up.
That's good.
And one of the things that we wanted to do, my sister and I actually it was supposed to be the 3 of us, was to open up an event center.
Okay.
And my sister and I still want to do it. If we can get in the same city, we still want to do that in her honor, is to open up an event center and decorate. I don't know about cooking.
Okay.
I mean, we still cook, but we don't. I think we both err towards the decorating.
Right.
But we still want to do that in her honor because we we both love to create. So, but that's where the bug came from.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what year was I Am Posh birthed?
Ooh. So it was officially birthed, I would say, during COVID. But I dabbled long before that.
Okay.
Yeah. The crafting came in and out long before that. But yeah, officially as a business, it was during COVID, you know, while we were all home.
On lockdown. Yeah.
On lockdown.
I feel like COVID definitely birthed a lot of ideas, because think about it for a minute. When you're in corporate America or you're working a 9 to 5, this is all that's on your mind. You don't have the time to work on anything else. You are in a routine where you go to work, you come home, you might go to the grocery store, cook dinner, sit down with the family, and then get in the bed, rinse and repeat. So COVID allowed for ideas, and TikTok creators, social media influencers to really sit down and study and learn, and for their crafts to take off.
Yep.
So this is where I Am Posh was birthed, out of the need to be at home during a huge pandemic.
Yep.
So are you the person that creates, you have the iron press and you put everything together? I admire people like that, because I don't have the patience. As much as I want to have shirts and I have so many ideas for quotes, that's not for me. I just know get somebody else to do it, because I'm not going to do it. So speak to that. How did you learn how to do that?
Mastering Canva.
I love Canva. Shout out to Canva.
Right?
Yes.
Shout out to whoever created Canva.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah.
Because the software that came with that godforsaken machine.
Yeah.
Okay. No, it was very unfriendly. And I was like, oh, there's got to be a better way.
Yeah.
And when I came across Canva, I'm like, yes.
Right.
So that was it for me. And it was on and popping from there, because somebody said, oh, you can print your own. Print my own? What?
Yeah.
It went from all of that vinyl.
Yeah.
To design it yourself, send it, download it, get it printed, and you get them in the mail, and you can mass produce. What?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
simplifying.
Over. It was over.
Simplify. But you know what? With the simplicity of being able to do those things, I still enjoy the patience of learning your craft, learning how, because you have to learn the different fonts. You have to learn and study and look at that and have an eye for that. When I say I have a love for that, it's unrealistic. Like, I will sit at work. Shout out to my job. And I'm working on my business while I'm working. You know, I mean, because tell the truth, Tisha's going to take off, okay? I'm speaking those things as if they are into existence. But when else will you have the time to do that? And so if I'm consumed with this, I have to get my studying in. Some people might sit there and watch movies or do other things. I'm consuming myself with the knowledge of learning how to become better in the field that I'm operating in. So if I can ask you this, what tutorials were you looking at? Were you using any of them on Canva? Did you become a Canva Pro, Master? Speak to that.
YouTube.
Oh, YouTube University. Can't go wrong with that.
It was a lot of YouTube, and then I have to give shouts out to Coach Stacy Purpose Kirk, because she did a couple of Canva courses as well, and she was a great help as well. So it was between YouTube and her that got me going, and I'm like, oh, always on and popping from here. But like you said, I'm I'm glad that I started the way that I did because it gave me an appreciation to be able to get my hands in it. That weeding.
Oh,
Jesus.
God.
Them little, them little dots.
Listen, did you hear what I said? I watched people. I actually had a girl make some shirts for me, and I watched her, and the way that you have to pull it off is a specific type of way so it doesn't mess up. Then you have to put it on the iron press. Like, that's time consuming.
Very.
And can you imagine having like a massive order?
Imagine trying to weed that.
Nice. So now, has this replaced you being in corporate America?
That is my goal.
Okay.
That is my goal. So, and I'm gonna speak to that too. So, my 9 to 5 is in finance, and I've been doing that for 25 ish years. I'm not that old.
No,
I'm only
absolutely
27.
not. Absolutely. Beautiful.
But I think my goal really is to be able to serve people.
Yeah.
So what I want to do is my business is full time. I want to consult entrepreneurs for finance. I want to consult them to be able to get their finances in order because, again, during COVID, there were so many businesses that were birthed. They were birthed incorrectly. It was like, oh, I got a business. Oh, I got a business. Oh, I got a business. But do you?
Yeah.
You have a bank account, but is it a business? You have an LLC, but did you file taxes correctly? You have an LLC, but are you running it properly?
Yeah.
So that's another piece of my goal. So why I'm posh right now is fashion driven. I'm looking at this like a corporation.
Absolutely. Bigger. Yeah. I can see that. So this past weekend, I had the opportunity to go to a minority networking event that took place down at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And the inspiration that I drew from that was just, when I say I'm speechless, because here's the thing. Society casts us in such a bad light and a negative viewpoint that says that we aren't doing things and that we aren't capable of doing these things. But when you are in these positions to learn these things, to be able to walk away and to help other people and really have the nerve to do it and the gall to say, hey, I am betting on myself. This is what I'm going to do. That's something that really inspired me from that. And there were a couple people who were like, let's say, credit repair or financial advisors who were speaking to their why and why they decided to walk away. So what's your why?
My peace.
That's good.
Especially in the last 3 years. I'll say since I've been in Cleveland, the job market in Cleveland has been very unstable. Since I've been in Cleveland, I've been here since 2009.
Okay.
And in that time frame, I have had, let's say, in the ballpark of 6 jobs. None of them that I've left willingly. None of them that I've been terminated from. All layoffs. And I'm like, what is this? I don't like that feeling of the uncertainty of employment.
Right.
I have a family.
Yeah.
I have children.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, one of them is grown, but still, I have responsibilities.
Absolutely.
And to have to question whether I have enough saved up to feel secure, that what if I don't want that.
Yeah.
I want to be able to have my own so that I'm secure in my own.
That's beautiful. And really, I think that everybody desires that, but they fear what that looks like. Fear walking away. Am I going to have enough? Betting on myself. Am I going to be able to sustain, to keep my finances in order, to keep my lights on? And so it's something that is definitely heavy, but I think being prepared and really saying, you know what, I'm just going to do it, but having a plan first, because I see so many people, like you say, jump off into things, but they're not prepared. One of the things that I learned from the networking event was, no, you build everything up first before you decide to walk away. So you look good on paper. So when you decide to start that business, you can show somebody your plan and allow them to invest in you without you having to tap into your resources and deplete yourself. I'm waiting for this business to start. What we gonna call it?
I'm leaning towards the Posh Empire.
Ooh, I like that. Keep it going. Posh clothing line, Posh ministries. Come on, what else? We speaking it right here today, putting it all out there.
Speak it forth. Speak it forth.
So how do your children feel about their mom being a boss entrepreneur, boss mom, boss wife?
My oldest, she's like, Mom, whatever. My youngest is hilarious. She already calls me the millionaire.
All right.
She calls me the boss.
Yeah.
She's like, Mommy's the boss anyway. She's the executive. She's like, she runs everything anyway.
Yeah.
Like, okay, baby.
Because she knows. She has confidence in you. So what do they do? Have they drawn inspiration from you to do their own thing? Okay.
So my oldest daughter, and I'm so proud of her because she's well, actually both of my daughters are extremely smart. My oldest is about to be 28. She lives in Atlanta now.
Okay.
And she went to Hampton University, graduated in 5 years with both her bachelor's and her master's.
Way to go, daughter.
She's been promoted, I think, 3 times in 3 years. She's in HR. And she's doing absolutely amazing.
Good.
Nothing but great things. And nothing but great things to come for her.
Yeah.
And I want to say that she has the bug too. She definitely crafts.
That's
a
good.
lot of things in her apartment she's done herself.
That's
so
good.
I'm like, okay, you go. What you doing?
Right.
What you doing?
Right.
I don't think she's ready yet, but
She'll get there.
She's got the bug.
Yeah, she'll get there.
She's definitely got the bug. And my little one, I hate that. Well, she wanted to come, so
She
unfortunately, they wouldn't let me do it.
Oh.
They wouldn't let me do it. But if you would have met her there, that would have been my marketing person.
Oh.
She is my marketing guru.
Wow. How old is she?
She's 10.
10? Wow. Starting with the baby so young. Wow. So she's ready.
She is so ready.
Yeah.
And I don't tell her.
Yeah.
She does it all on her own.
That's good because she's watching you. You inspire her. I think that when children see their parents in that capacity, it helps them to draw inspiration to do something, to become better, to learn more, and to have your approval, you know? And she's drawing off of your inspiration, your strength and resilience. And so she's showing you like, hey, Mom, I can do this. Oh, I can't wait to see what she creates. Yeah, that's going to be amazing. Amazing. So in the beginning, and we don't have that much time, but you said something that I just wanted to circle back to about you having those doubts. Where did that come from?
Having a rough childhood, having a rough first marriage, just having it bad.
Yeah.
You know, when we go through things and we don't have the correct support,
Yeah.
and we're kind of left to figure it out ourselves. Unfortunately, you know, we're left to deal with feelings, and we don't know how to process them. We don't know what to do with them.
Right.
Until we come across the right people, the right counsel, find the Lord
Yeah.
for ourselves.
Yeah.
And deal with the things in the right way. Then, you know, we begin to overcome those things. Like I said, my parents separated and divorced when I was 6. I was a daddy's girl. And no slight to my mother. I loved both my parents. But my mom always tried to make my dad look like the bad guy. Even though he wasn't. He was always there for me, but was never really given the opportunity to be there for me. So when it came to me getting ready to get married the first time, I was heavily considering him not walking me down the aisle because of all of the things that had been spoken into me before then.
Yeah.
And, you know, my stepmom's like, you know, you need to think about that because, you know, not everything that you heard may be true.
Yeah.
And so, of course, I reconsider, and some other people had talked to me, and I'm like, all right, fine. And then, you know, we talked and cleared some things up. And I'm glad that I had that opportunity. And, you know, the second half of my life with him was so much better.
Good.
And I forgave her for that.
That's huge.
And that was the other thing, because had I held on to that, it would have been even worse.
Yeah.
So that was kind of a two-part thing. But the other piece in it was because of the fact that I hadn't forgiven her immediately, I carried some of that into my marriage. First marriage didn't go very well.
Yeah.
And so that kind of took me down a path that didn't make me feel very good either. So it was a lot of torment. So no, I didn't feel very powerful.
Yeah.
I felt powerless. And I felt weak. I didn't feel strong at all. And this is coming from somebody who wasn't allowed to really show much emotion. I was an inner city kid. I grew up in New Jersey, in the Cut. Well, suburbs of the Cut. And so, you know, we weren't, you know, kids were, back then, especially where we grew up, you were hard.
Yeah.
you
didn't talk about those things.
No,
you
couldn't do that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, on the outside, you put up that shell, you put up that wall. So you were very angry on the inside. So you fought. So I fought a lot.
Yeah.
And so I knew that once I got out of high school, I'm like, okay, I got to get out of here. So I moved to North Carolina. And I thought that I was getting away from all of my problems going to North Carolina, and that didn't get it.
Yeah.
Problems followed me.
Yeah.
So until I dealt with a lot of that.
Yeah.
And even coming here to Cleveland, I was still dealing with a lot of that. And so when the Lord gave me Posh, I was like, oh my God, wow. That's good.
Yeah. That's good. I talk to a lot of my clients about their baggage and the things that they carry and unpacking. That's some of the things that we focus on is unpacking a lot of the trauma. And I give them exercises, and they're responsible for going back and having a conversation with their 5-year-old self, because you know what? 4 and 5 is when you really have the cognitive development to remember things. And though that's when a lot of the things start happening that you remember that start to affect your behavior. And I have them go back to that stage and talk to that person and write letters to people, places, and things that may have affected them. And then after they do that, they're like, oh, I feel lighter. Because we're carrying things. And I use the analogy of us being like garbage cans, right? Our bodies, our insides. And so we take and we pack down everything inside, and then something else happens and we pack on top of there, and then something else, and then we're packing, and then we keep packing until it spills over, and then our outsides are reeking, right? And so now we are walking, masking into relationships, and then something might trigger us, and then we start exposing, and now the lid is blown off, and everything is just trying to spill over and come out. And then we're like, no. And then we're trying to pack it down. But we're never going to be healed until we clear it, forgive, and let it go. So shout out and congratulations to you for doing the work, because a lot of people aren't ready to do the work. And to see the blessings that God has in store for you for being able to do that. And I know that a lot of people don't know, but forgiveness is for you. It's not for the person. Forgiving yourself for holding on to those things. Because once you forgive, then everything starts to open up. Your mind becomes clearer, your thoughts, your visions, and it's like you're able to move. And now you have different relationships, and then things and doors are opening because now you can see outside of that fog. So,
the Bible tells us that we must forgive. And it's a continuous thing. That, what is it? 70 times 7. And that's daily. That's not a one-time thing. That's daily. So if you do something, I have to forgive you 70 times 7 today. And if we come back here tomorrow, starts all over again. So,
So if you could speak to young mothers who may have operated the way your mom did with speaking to you about your father the way that she did, what would you advise them?
Hear her, but don't listen. And I say that because she's probably speaking from a place of hurt. She's speaking from a place of pain. Because I know Mom was. She was hurt from the divorce. She was hurt that she lost her husband. She had 2 kids at home. And he went on with his life. That had nothing to do with her. That has nothing to do with anybody's children. But when you're speaking from a place of pain, you don't know what you're speaking.
And or the damage that it's doing to the person you're speaking it to. Ooh, that was heavy, but it was also good and necessary. So I thank you for sitting down and talking with me about Just Posh. So Just Posh is a name of a nail salon, a girl who I used to get my nails done from. So every time I think about it, that's why it came to my mind. But I am Posh. the owner and creator, Mrs. CI CI Norris. Thank you so much for sitting down and talking to me.
I appreciate you having me.
Absolutely. I told you. I said, I am bringing you on the show. I need to know more about this story. So here at Tell the Truth Tisha, we do leave a inspirational quote for somebody, and it can be really quickly. But leave something for the people and your social media handles one more time.
Ooh. All right. So I'll start with the easy one. So all of my social media, again, at Why I Am Posh. That is Facebook, Instagram, and while we still have it, TikTok. Oh, gosh. Inspirational quote. May the favor of the Lord be upon you.
Amen.
To 1,000 generations.
Amen. Amen. All right, guys. So you have heard it here first on Tell the Truth Tisha. Don't forget, you are the most important person in your life. There is no one more important than you are in this actual moment. And please do not forget to smile, because you never know if your smile is the thing that person may need to help them get through their day. Smiling is infectious and contagious. And if somebody is going through something, your wonderful smile might just help to brighten their day a bit. And, okay, y'all know, don't harp on what you didn't get the opportunity to do yesterday, because it's over with and gone. It's not coming back. Today has presented itself a brand new day. So if you are seeing this video, I thank God for you. But get out your own way and go get it done. All right. I love you to life, everybody. And I will see you on the next episode of Tell the Truth Tisha. To my wonderful guest, thank you so much. Y'all make sure y'all follow her and support the brand. All right. We out. Bye.